Warning: the following video exposes vulnerabilities in the finance industry and may be offensive to big banks because it puts the power back into the hands of small business owners. Attention! If you are an entrepreneur with even the slightest desire of growing your business, make sure your volume is turned up because this short presentation is specifically for you. Hi, my name is Travis Robinson, and I'm a financial expert and advisor to business owners. Over the next few moments, I'm going to debunk one of the biggest business building myths out there, as well as reveal the secret sauce that every Fortune 500 company uses to dominate their marketplace. This secret sauce is so simple, anyone can use it. So do not attempt to exit this window until the end of this short presentation, because you won't want to miss this. Why? Because these are the exact same principles that every entrepreneur you respect and admire uses to stay on top of their industries. These unfair leveraging techniques are also used to break in and control new industries as well. And chances are, these simple systems are currently being used to manhandle the industry that you are attempting to gain traction in yourself. Just stay with me until the end of this presentation, and I will reveal a little-known credit hack that could help you secure funding regardless of your financial background or history. So, what is the secret sauce that gives multimillionaires and billionaires this unfair advantage? I will explain this beneficial tool to you in just a second, but since we are part of a capitalistic society, I think it's important that we first discuss the importance of capital. So, what is capital? Capital is the lifeblood of every business, including your business. You see, most people think they need a great idea or they need to be passionate in order to build a big, successful business. Unfortunately, those people are wrong, and that may be why an estimated 85% of all businesses fail within the first 5 years. It's because you don't need some hotshot idea, and you surely don't have to be passionate about an industry to create a thriving business in it. But what you do need is capital. Just like the old saying goes, you need money to make money, which means you're going to need as much capital as you can get, my friend. By now, you may be thinking, my personal funds are limited, and I don't have the resources to come up with the extra capital I need for my business. And my reply to that would be, everyone's resources are limited. Even the richest man in the world can't afford everything. Don't believe me? Ask Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos to pay off the country's national debt, and watch how quick they both go bankrupt. Of course, that is an extreme circumstance, but I say all of that to say everyone has limitations no matter what they have in the bank. Which brings me to my next point, OPM, which is also known as other people's money. This is where you have people or institutions give you cash, credit, or other various trade lines to bring your vision to fruition. And the best part? You may be able to get unlimited access to it, even if you have a less than perfect credit score. So, how do you get access to a readily available funding pool, even if your credit is lower than an earthworm's basement? Well, the answer to that is the secret sauce we are gathered here to talk about today. It's called business credit. But my friends and I like to refer to it as the eighth wonder of the world. Why? Because business credit is the financial equivalent of a miracle. This is where investors or financial institutions give you cash or credit funding. And as I mentioned, it's not based on your credit, and that's because they base it on your business entity. That means you're virtually left out of the process, kind of like eggshells in an omelet. And this, my friend, is the best thing for business since the advent of the office building. What if you don't have a business entity? Don't worry, I'll show you what you need to do to get your business set up correctly. I'll cover that in just a few moments. Now, business credit is a powerful tool like no other. It's a tool that regular people like you and me can use to build real wealth for the long run. In fact, business credit is the bridge that helped create many rags to riches stories. And that's because you need money to make money. Knowing what business credit is only the beginning. Actually knowing how to obtain business credit is where all of the magic really happens. You see, getting access to business credit is a little more difficult than simply visiting a bank's website and applying for a credit card. If it were that easy, everybody would be funded, and every business would have a fair shot at being successful. Instead, business credit is more of a systematic approach to being funded, not to be confused with personal credit restoration or repair. No, Business credit is a much bigger playing field. For instance, let's say you have decent personal credit and you got approved for a $1,000 credit card. Chances are good that if you applied for a business credit card through that same bank, you would more than likely receive 5 to 10 times the amount of credit. Now, I might not be the sharpest knife in the block, but common sense tells me that $10,000 is a lot better than just $1,000, especially when you're trying your best to grow a business. And this is exactly what we specialize in. Not only getting people approved for business credit or cash funding, but getting them the absolute maximum each and every time. Because, as we covered earlier, you're going to need as much capital as you can get, my friend. The people who succeed in business are the ones who have a clear understanding of how to obtain this capital. Everyone else just kind of hangs on by a thread. See, most people understand the importance of personal credit, but only elite entrepreneurs understand the truly unlimited power of business credit. It's true. Now, there are tons of quote-unquote financial gurus out there that preach that debt is bad and you should stay out of debt. And that may be true if it were personal debt. However, from a business standpoint, debt could be your best friend. How? I read a cool story about an entrepreneur in the real estate industry. He wanted to purchase a multi-unit building that brought in a good amount of cash flow each month. Now, he had enough money to write a check and buy the place outright, but he knew that it would be quite a while before he could recoup his investment. So what did he do? He used business credit. He got a business loan from the bank at a super low interest rate, so low that the monthly payments were significantly lower than the monthly revenue being generated by the property. In short, the income from the property paid for itself, and he still had money left over each month. Which means, in all reality, he acquired a very profitable property for free. All he had to do was sign his name and start collecting monthly payments. These types of stories happen all the time. And this, my friend, is exactly why the greedy bankers don't want you to know about the unbridled power of business credit. You see, good debt is using credit to acquire income-producing investments. Smart entrepreneurs leverage the power of debt to make themselves filthy rich. Bad debt is when people use credit for foolish things, like liabilities that depreciate in value. This is why lots of Silicon Valley startups fail so fast. The new hotshot CEO on the block gets access to several $1 million in a round of venture capitalist funding, then goes right out and buys a penthouse apartment and a shiny new Lamborghini. Don't be that guy. It's much better to use business credit to build long-term wealth than it is to use it unwisely just to live in the moment. We are all in business to be as successful as possible, and business credit makes that a very feasible reality. And guess what else? When done properly, business credit can be used to make you one of the biggest players in your industry. It doesn't even matter how established or not you are. Business credit will work for you too. Whether you've been in business for 5 years or you're just getting off the ground, business credit is a necessary tool to lessen your financial responsibilities. And I assure you, it's easier to obtain than you may think. Now, some may wonder, how do you get business credit if you're not required to use your personal credit information? And that's a great question. The way to get access to lots of cash via business credit is to use an employer identification number, also known as an EIN. Another way is to use your tax ID number. Now, what if you don't have an EIN or tax ID? And what if you do have them, but don't have any business credit built up yet? No sweat. I've got you covered like blankets. Because that's exactly what I specialize in. And unlike personal credit, you won't need a cosigner or anything of that nature. Another great thing to consider is all of the benefits that come along with having business credit. For instance, business credit card holders get tons of free things, like free money, free flights, and countless other perks that are too numerous to mention. In short, it's an all-around winning situation for the modern entrepreneur. In fact, if you don't have access to business credit, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're being left out. It's next to impossible to participate in your market correctly without the benefits that business credit provides. Benefits that may even include tax write-offs. It's common practice to write off business credit card interest, annual fees, as well as other things related to your business. Now, all of this sounds fine and dandy, But you may be wondering how you can obtain business credit for yourself. And that's what I'm here to help you do. I'll go into details on that in just a moment, but first let me give you a little bit about me and my background. Again, my name is Travis Robinson, and I'm a financial expert and advisor to business owners. I'm also a certified business credit specialist, as well as the founder and president of the Growwise Group. So, why should you listen to me? Because I've been in the business credit industry since 2014, and since then, my company has been able to help over 10,000 entrepreneurs obtain funding for their various business endeavors. Entrepreneurs just like you, running businesses just like yours, might I add. Now, I'm not one to really toot my own horn, but we're so good at what we do that it's not unheard of for creditors to send you an apology letter or even a reimbursement check once we start working on your profile. In addition to that, our company has very strong relationships with financial institutions you can trust. Household names such as Bank of America, Chase, Citibank, Wells Fargo, PNC Bank, and Regions Bank, just to name a few. Working with banks of this magnitude allows us the confidence to know that we can get business credit for virtually anybody, no matter their situation or past background history. Here's an example of how I was able to help a business get funding. An ex-employer of mine was having a hard time getting approved for a loan. They were being declined back to back and couldn't figure out why. So I found ways to help them get approved, and I put those things into practice. About 90 days later, they had very attractive business credit. And let me tell you, 90 days is extremely fast when it comes to building up credit. The result? I was able to help them secure $150,000 worth of funding via a business loan. Also, allow me to say that the loans they were being denied for were for only $50,000, and I ended up getting them 3 times that amount. Needless to say, they were as happy as a rabbit at a carrot farm, because in just 90 days, I was able to get them $150,000 in cold hard cash. Now, maybe business credit isn't new to you, or maybe you've been burned by some shady folks pretending to be business credit professionals. Believe me when I say I understand your pain and frustration. But unfortunately, wherever there is a way to build wealth with a lucrative opportunity, crooks always sneak in and take advantage of those who are oblivious to their tricks. It's sad but true. There's no need to be afraid this time, though, because we've been around for several years, and our track record speaks for itself. And that's exactly why our clients are always childishly happy, excited, and giddy when they see their results. Now, keep in mind that even though we are not attorneys, we are still 100% fully compliant with the Credit Repair Organizations Act of 1996. If you're unfamiliar with this legislation, I'll briefly tell you a little about how it works. This law was created to prevent credit repair companies from engaging in unfair business practices that could scam or rip off innocent people who are looking to fix or build their credit. And even though the law was originally created for personal credit customers, we've taken it one step beyond and applied those same ethics to our business credit clients as well. We pride ourselves in conducting business in a fair and ethical way, and that is something we've stuck by since day one. Another thing we've always stuck to is our goal of helping 50,000 entrepreneurs obtain business credit and funding. And this is exactly why I would like to take this time to introduce you to Business Credit Power. What is Business Credit Power? Business Credit Power is a detailed step-by-step instructional training system that is easy to understand and apply. This training system is filled with videos, PDFs, downloadable templates, and more. Business Credit Power is what we believe to be the most extensive and effective business credit program available. Yes, we have created this program for anyone who is looking to grow their business. In our program, we give you all the tools you need to get your business primed and ready. And if you follow the easily executable steps, banks and loan underwriters will find you as compelling as a speech from the Fed chairman. Once you are on the radar of the financial institutions, you will then be able to get access to countless funding sources. From there, the possibilities are endless because there is no shortage of funding once you're properly prepared. And as I said before, even if you don't have an active business, we will help you get set up. Or maybe you already have business credit, but you just need a little help in getting it cleaned up in order to boost your score. If that's the case, don't worry, we've got you covered there too. Now, some may ask, how can you build credit on a brand new business? Well, there are several ways to do this, one of which is by using a shelf corporation. These are aged corporations that are set up for the specific purpose of building business credit. You see, obtaining business credit has nothing to do with the luck of the draw. Instead, it has everything to do with knowing how to properly navigate the business credit landscape. For instance, it is good to know the distinctions between the different types of business credit you are applying for, because applying for a business credit card is a much different process than applying for a business loan. You see, business credit cards are usually automated. This means they're usually approved or denied by a computer, based off of your EIN or tax ID. On the other hand, business loans normally have to be approved by a living, breathing underwriter. The underwriter will look at your business profile, go review your business credit background, and make their decision based on that. Needless to say, it's usually much easier to get a business credit card than it is to get a business loan. And luckily for you, we have the good business credit formula down to a science. Everything from obtaining healthy trade lines to getting you approved for the funding your business so badly needs to thrive. If you are confident that you have what it takes to grow your business and the only thing you're missing is funding, we are here to help you make your dream a reality. Now, before I tell you how to go about getting business credit power for yourself, allow me to explain what this is not. First and foremost, we are not a multi-level marketing company. You will not be required to recruit anyone in order for this to work for you. Secondly, this isn't one of those shady fly-by-night programs. This isn't some sort of get-rich-quick scheme that promises you the world but fails to deliver. And lastly, we are not a merchant cash advance, also known as an MCA company. Believe you me, you want to avoid those like smallpox. Those companies claim to provide excellent funding options for your business, but in reality, it's the same thing as one of those payday loan scams that charge you unbelievably insane interest rates to lend you money. What we do at Business Credit Power is something totally different. We go above and beyond to make sure that each and every one of our clients is happier than Pharrell Williams in a fedora hat and a bow tie. And this is what separates us from most companies that claim to be business credit experts. Some of them can talk a good game, but our results and track record speaks for itself. But don't just take my word for it. Listen to what real people have to say about business credit power. Dominic saw a 100-point credit increase by using our system, and we were able to get Josh into the 700s within 2 months. Now, here are a few frequently asked questions that we get all the time. I just want to share a few of them with you, just in case you have similar concerns. Number 1. How long does this entire process take? That is a very good question, because when it comes to business credit, time is of the essence. And the answer is, it all depends. You see, every specific case is different, and there are no two cases that are exactly the same. However, what I can do is give you a general ballpark answer. This general answer is based off of the progress some of our clients are currently having as they go through our program. And most of them are seeing significant results in as little as 45 to 90 days. Since we also help people to repair their business credit, another question we get a lot is, will items reappear on my credit? And the answer is, chances are good that they will not ever return on your credit, but it all depends. We like to be extremely transparent with you, so it would be totally unfair if I just blindly said, no, nothing that we get removed will ever return. Because the fact of the matter is, no one really knows what the credit reporting companies, the collection companies, or the credit bureaus will do. Just to give you a quick idea of where we stand, we are currently operating at about a 98% success rate in terms of removing negative items from established credit, and less than 2% of the items we get removed ever come back on the credit report. However, there are laws that the credit reporting bureaus have to adhere to, and one of those laws is found in the Fair Credit Reporting Act of 1970. The law states that the credit bureaus are required to send you a written notice that they intend on reimposing an item on your credit report within 5 business days. And with my years of experience in this industry, I have yet to see one of those letters. And this is a good thing for you. Why? Because in the slim chance that a credit bureau decides to put a removed item back onto your credit, my company and I would immediately jump into action and send the credit bureau a letter. And in the letter, we will inform them that they are violating the law because they have failed to send you, the client, a communication stating that they intended on adding something to your credit report. We also inform them that they must permanently remove the item because they failed to abide by the laws that bind them. The result? The item will be permanently removed, never to return again. Here's another big question we get all the time. Is cleaning or repairing my credit illegal? And that's a great question. A lot of people believe that when something works as good as our system works, there has to be something fishy going on. But the answer is no. There's nothing fishy going on, and what we do is 100% legal. In fact, what we do is based entirely on the Credit Repair Organizations Act of 1996, the Fair Credit Reporting Act of 1970, and several other applicable laws and statutes. Something for you to keep in mind when it comes to debt is there are time restraints on it, and the statute of limitations on debt states that a creditor has a fixed amount of time to collect any debt that may be owed to them. When that time is expired, the debt is considered time-barred, which means it's uncollectible. And this, my friend, is why we are able to get so many negative strikes that taint your credit report removed so quickly. Another popular question we receive pertains to the business credit bureaus. People want to know what they are. You may already be familiar with Equifax and Experian as far as your personal credit is concerned, but there are also other bureaus when it comes to business credit. A few of them are the Small Business Finance Exchange, LexisNexis Business, and Dun & Bradstreet. So, as you see, we have covered on every avenue possible when it comes to getting your business credit score to where it needs to be. And to do that efficiently, we are also rolling out another credit-boosting service to our valued clients. And that service is primary trade lines. A trade line is basically an account in which you have available credit. For example, any major credit card or store credit cards you hold are trade lines. The same applies for any lines of credit you may have with any given financial institution. And by us being able to provide you with authorized user accounts, also known as primary trade lines, your business credit score is poised to increase dramatically. Because everybody knows, the more available credit you have, the better your credit score. Not only that, but your highest trade line is typically the amount of cash a bank will give you, seeing that your account is in good standing. For example, let's say you have a business trade line that is $75,000. If and when we go to the bank for funding, we already know ahead of time that they will approve you for anywhere between $75,000 and $80,000. Knowing this, we would then submit applications for $75,000 for multiple banks. And for this example, let's say 5 banks approve you for $75,000 each. That means you now have access to $375,000 in funding. Let me ask you, would $375,000 in cold hard cash help your business just a little bit? This, my friend, is the power of business credit done right. Okay, so the question on your mind is probably somewhere along the lines of, how do I get access to these splendiferous mountains of cash funding with my name written all over it? And I'll tell you, when you take part in our Business Credit Power program, you will get everything you need in order to get funded and stay funded along the way. We've included each and everything you could possibly need to set up A1 business credit. It doesn't matter whether you are a seasoned 20-year entrepreneur who has been through the ropes, or a newcomer who is so new you don't even have a company name yet. We will show you how to start from whatever point you are currently on, then show you how to level up like a boss. Here are a few of the sections that are included when you join the Business Credit Power family. If you are new, one of the first things you need to learn is how to set up your business properly. And in our Business Setup section, we will go through everything from filing your paperwork to obtaining the best type of business bank accounts. Next, you'll get the Business Credit Basics, which breaks down the fundamentals of what business credit truly is. We also break down the ins and outs of how business credit works. Now, you may already be familiar with this, but we still want to go over some of the innumerable benefits of business credit with you, as well as give you tips of how to use said benefits to your advantage. Our Preparing for Success section is just that, a detailed section of our training system that lays out each and everything you need in order to succeed in your business. In our next section, we also dive deep into the business credit reporting agencies. We clearly identify each one and how to get properly set up with them. You will also learn how to set up different credit lines for maximum funding power and spending power. Things like store credit cards, business credit cards, lines of credit, bank loans, vendor credit, and more. And if that wasn't good enough, you will also learn how to get over $100,000 in business credit, how to raise $1 million or more in business credit, how to get business credit for real estate investing, how to get business credit for an e-commerce store, how to get business credit for a home-based business, how to get business credit for a startup, how to get business credit for scaling your marketing, like social media ads, and much, much more. Not to mention our live training calls. Yes, we will have regularly scheduled live calls where you will have the chance to interact with me or one of my certified credit specialists. Now, I know most people would be jumping out of their seats in untamed bliss right now, but we wanted to raise the bar to the moon with this training system. So, guess what you're getting? My personal secret sauce. This is the exact formula responsible for making us so successful as a company. This is the stuff that nobody is teaching. Maybe they aren't teaching it because they refuse to share their most treasured secrets, or maybe they don't teach it because they just don't know this little secret. Either way, it'll soon be yours. That's right. Inside this already action-packed training system, I give you the only secret that I have never shared with anyone else in my life, not even my wife. So, what is this little-known secret that has separated me from the competition and dramatically increased my business funding success rate? Underwriting secrets, that's what. You see, underwriters are the gatekeepers of the business funding world, and you need to know how to play the game, so to speak, in order to get them to see your funding needs your way. Look, there is a definite formula when it comes to pleasing the underwriting gods, and luckily for you, I've cracked it like Humpty Dumpty. And don't think for a second that all credit repair companies are created equal, not by any means. Much like no two lawyers are the same, some lawyers have higher win rates than others. And the same thing applies to surgeons and engineers and even athletes. When it comes to business credit and getting properly funded, you want Michael Jordan on your team, not the player who has never picked up a ball in their entire life. And in this training, I go into microscopic detail to show you the things that make you as attractive as a supermodel to the bank. It's really uncomfortable admitting this, but you could literally rip off my entire business and open up your own credit agency with the amount of information I give away in the Business Credit Underwriting Secret section alone. That's how vitally important the information in this section is. And everybody knows, being approved for credit is the most important part of getting your business properly funded and set up for ultimate success. Not only that, but the amount of value we're giving away here is off the charts. And that's why savvy entrepreneurs gladly shell out thousands upon thousands of dollars for just a fraction of what we are offering you here today. But don't worry, you won't have to shell out thousands upon thousands to get this credit-building juggernaut. In fact, you won't even have to pay just thousands. Actually, you won't even have to pay $1,000 or anything even close to that to get instant success to your wildest business hopes and dreams. There are companies right now charging up to $4,179 for services that don't even cover a fraction of what we're giving you here today. So, it's safe to say that what you'll be getting here is easily worth upwards of $3,500. And that's a modest estimation when we compare apples to apples. But as I said, we will not allow ourselves to charge a fellow entrepreneur thousands of dollars for these valuable tools. Why? Because we understand. We understand how difficult it is to get the ball rolling while trying to build a business, and I myself have been there personally, so I know how it feels from a first-hand perspective. Another reason why I have a soft spot in my heart for small business owners is I know. I know that there's an unlimited amount of fly-by-night, scammy companies out there that will charge you a bunch of money, deliver zero results, and run off into the night, leaving you high and dry. Yeah, I've been caught in some of those unsavory webs myself, so I definitely understand your concerns and feel your pain. However, I'm here to assure that you have nothing to worry about here. And the reason is because I look at your business in the same light in which I view my own business. In fact, I'll even go as far as to say your business is the whole reason my business even exists. So in a sense, your business is more important to me than my own business is. And this is why I make it a point to make sure each and every member of the Business Credit Power family is well taken care of. Make sense? Okay, so now that we are on the same wavelength, let's talk about what it takes to become a valued member of our Business Credit Power family. So tell me, what would a smart entrepreneur such as yourself pay for a tool that could literally change the course of your family's last name for generations to come? And that's not an exaggeration. Business credit has been transforming have-nots into haves for a very long time. Because sometimes you just need a little cash to turn an idea into a real thriving business. So, what would you pay for such a tool? To be frank, the tiny investment is so low, I'm almost embarrassed to say it, because you may not see all the value I'm giving you here. I mean, if we were giving this system away at $997, that would be more than a reasonable amount, considering everything that you get with the Business Credit Power system, right? But you won't be paying $997. And if we're being honest, $797 would be an absolute steal to grow your business to six figures and beyond, wouldn't you agree? You won't even be paying $797 though. By now you may be thinking, it's $500, which is more than reasonable. And even though we put long, hard thought into letting it go for just $500, we still won't let you pay that amount. In fact, you won't even pay $400 nor $300. So how much is this program, which we believe to be the best business-building credit system you'll ever come across in your life? Just $297 one time. Either that or 5 payments of $97. And that's it. Now, I strongly recommend you taking the one-time payment option as you get full access to everything instantly. Plus, you save $200. And saving $200 is hardly ever a bad thing if you know what I mean. And might I add, this offer is for lifetime access. This means you can pass Business Credit Power on to your kids if you want, giving them the gift that keeps on giving. Now, some may wonder why we are giving the untold secrets of millionaires and billionaires away for less than the price of an Apple Watch. And the answer is simple. It's because we believe that everybody deserves the chance to brighten their future, not just the people who could afford to blow thousands of dollars on programs and tools. Every entrepreneur has the potential of becoming the next big success story. And if I can help him or her by removing the financial speed bumps and roadblocks in their way, I would feel like I've done my part. With that said, this is why we are offering this incredible value to you at such a no-brainer amount. If we were able to make it lower and stay in business, believe you me, we would. But this, my friend, is as close to free as we could possibly get. We're always updating the content of our programs with the latest in business credit news and legislation, as well as other relevant developments, just to make sure we over-deliver on the value we're delivering to you for the investment you're trusting to us. So, if you're ready to get the value of a new Rolls-Royce for the price of a used Fiat, tap the Yes, I Want Business Credit button below right now. You have nothing to lose, as you are fully protected by our industry-disrupting, ironclad 100% satisfaction guarantee. This offer won't last forever and could change without warning. I actually had to convince my board of directors to give me special permission just to get it to you at this low price. So I can almost guarantee this tiny investment won't stay this tiny for long. With that said, it's wise to take advantage of thousands of dollars worth of business credit materials for roughly the same as a pair of Apple AirPod Pros, don't you think? Now, let me ask, if you don't get the money you need right now to build the business you desire to build, where do you think you'll be in the future? And what'll happen to your dreams? Let me tell you, there's nothing worse than a great idea not pursued. And one of the worst things to experience in life is having your dreams go unfulfilled. It breaks my heart to even think about it, and it should break yours too. So, if you would just humor me for a moment, I would like to ask you to imagine. Imagine what it would be like if you build a big booming business that brought in constant dependable profits day after day, week after week, month after month, for years to come. What would that feel like? Imagine all of the lives that will be changed for the better just by you living your dream. Would that plot a new course for the destiny of your family? And what about all of the other people that will be affected by your big business? Imagine all of the families that will be supported because you build a business big enough to hire full-time employees. Could you imagine that? This doesn't have to be an imagination. This could be your real life, and it could be a lot closer than you may think. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is your credit stays exactly the same as it is now, and that, my friend, is highly unlikely. Why? Because all you really have to do is follow some super easy instructions, and that's it. And the funding you need will come just as sure as the sun will rise tomorrow morning. Now, some may feel like $297 is too cheap, and they may be asking themselves, what's the real catch? And really, there is no catch. If you follow the simple steps we lay out, this should be as easy as a walk in the park. An effortless, leisurely walk in the park, on a cool spring day at that. So here's what to do next. Simply tap the Yes, I Want Business Credit button below, so you can get started building up your business credit as strong as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. After you tap that button, you will be taken to the fully secure checkout page where you will fill in your personal details. Our checkout process is 100% encrypted, so you will have the peace of mind of knowing your personal information is safe. In fact, it's so secure that this is the same type of payment processing technology used by Fortune 500 companies like Amazon, Target, Walmart, and eBay. To be frank, it's 1,000 times safer than giving your credit or debit card to the waiter at your favorite restaurant. And that's because no one in our company will be able to see your payment information. Not even me, and I'm the president. Now, what if you take action and get this business credit training system, but then you don't like it for whatever reason? Simple. Just contact us at support@businesscreditpower.com and put refund in the subject line. Then let us know how we could improve in a short sentence or two, and we will be sure to refund you promptly. No questions asked. And it doesn't matter the reason. If you don't see your business credit improving, contact us for a full refund. If your business credit starts improving too much and you're drowning in so much money that is causing anxiety, contact us and we will give you a full refund. If you decide to sell your business, give away all of the proceeds, and move to India and become a monk, just let us know and we will be more than happy to wish you namaste and process your refund. You literally have nothing to lose except the possibility of being denied tens of thousands of dollars in business funding. Again, just tap the button below to get instant access to what we believe to be the most powerful yet simple business credit training system available today. Now, if you are ready to get your business credit going, but you still have a few questions, feel free to call us toll-free at 1-877-244-9809. There are live agents standing by to receive your call. And if you're seeing this outside of normal business hours, simply leave us a message or email us at support@businesscreditpower.com. From there, one of our highly trained agents will get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. Don't hesitate. Tap that button now while you're still listening to the sound of my voice. This is the only way to ensure you won't miss the boat on this. You don't want your business to fail, and I don't want your business to fail either. But that choice is entirely up to you. Click the Yes, I Want Business Credit button right now. Now earlier I promised to reveal a little-known credit hack to you, and I'm a man of my word, so here it is. One of the biggest secrets to having great business credit is having lots of available credit. Now, that may seem like common sense, but most people think available credit means to have super low credit card utilization, and that's not necessarily the case. You see, you could go over to websites like fingerhut.com, sign up for a business account, Make a few small purchases, pay them off all fast, and boom! In 30 to 60 days, they will normally reward you with a very attractive credit increase. Then you simply leave it alone and let it sit. From there, your credit score should take a significant jump. There are several other companies where you can get large 5,000 to 10,000 available credit lines with very little effort as well. And we cover all of them in our Business Credit Power training system. I strongly recommend you get started now. I'll be pleased to meet with you and walk you on your journey. 100% of people who click the button below and follow this simple system will improve their business credit, their businesses, and their lives overall. Will you be next? Don't do it for yourself. Do it for your family. Do it for everybody who said you couldn't do it. Do it now.